Yeah, I just got out of the gym, so I look absolutely insane. But I just wanted to tell you that I'm proud of you. I don't know who's the last person to tell you that they're proud of you. And sometimes, as adults, we don't really hear it. As kids, if we're lucky, we get to hear it. We have parents that reaffirm it. We have teachers that reaffirm it. We have, sometimes we have friends that reaffirm it. But the older we get, nobody tells us that they're proud of us. So I'm proud of you. You had a lot going on. You had so much going on at certain times that you were paralyzed. You felt like you couldn't move. You felt like you couldn't progress. You started to go to sleep at night, and then you would wake up. You would just go through a day that was unfulfilling, a day that made you feel nothing but sometimes worry and pain and confusion, and you're stuck in survival mode, and you're just trying to figure it out through the day, so much that you would get paralyzed at certain points, and then you would cry to sleep. You cry yourself to sleep, and then nobody would know. And you feel like, even though people said they care, you really didn't feel that anybody understood you truly enough to understand the pain that you were going through, and you would be stressed out. You would get in a car where nobody could see you, and you would cry. You would, and then, you still would try to make people laugh. You still would try to give. You still give of yourself, even though people weren't giving back to you, just because you knew what it felt like to need something. So even though you were sad, even though you were down, you were still going out of your way to make other people laugh, to help them with their businesses. You would open your ears and listen to their problems, and people speak very highly of you. Like, when you hear the way people talk about you behind their back, they're like, man, you really looked out for them. Meanwhile, little do they know, you barely talk about how sad you are. And then you would go to sleep, and then you would wake up, and you would experience the same day again, over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And you forget about the dreams and what you wanted to be when you grew up, when you were a child, and all the creativity that you have and the business acumen that you didn't really fully develop. And then it started to click. You would have little spurts of light to where you would, start on something, but then you would overthink it, and then you would stop. You had brilliant ideas, and you would overthink them, and then you would stop because you were unsure of yourself. And I know how paralyzing that type of anxiety could be. But when other people look at you, when I look at you, I can see how talented you are. I can see how creative you are. I can see what you're capable of. And sometimes I just wish you can jump into my mind and my body and look at yourself, so you could see how highly I think of you, and how, how much potential you have, even at the age you're at as a grown person. So I'm happy that now you're starting to see the light. Something pushed you underground. The pain, the whole world pushed you. Everything you were going through pushed you underground. But it was like a seed. And I guess you got to the point where, boom, you're starting to sprout. And to watch the way you are changing, the way you get up, and now you have light in your eyes. You have, even if it was out of a sense of desperation, still you're hustling, you're moving, you're on the grind. You are, but not just the grind just to do something because you want money, but you're actually using the talents that God gave you. And that's beautiful, because if you keep doing that, they're God's gifts. God's gifts aren't going to fail you. So thank you for not giving up on yourself. Thank you for waking up and seeing the light, and then sharing your light with others. And now we can see it. And the best way to help somebody and give them advice is by doing it yourself and letting them see the changes. You can talk a person's ear off all you want, but you're doing it. And when you're doing it and people are seeing the changes, they're inspired, and it makes them, if they're already changing, it makes them want to go harder. If they're not changing, they're looking at you and they're like, damn, if you could do it, they could do it. So you have no idea the ripple effect that you have on the people around you and the people who are watching you. And so that's why I'm proud of you. I just want you to continue, because it's gonna get rough, because the path goes down, up, down, up, down, up, and it keeps going up, but it has little dips. So I just want to remind you that you're gonna have some down times, but I want you to listen to this message and remember that you got it. If you've been through everything else that you've been through already, then you can get through this. And you can get through the struggles of doing what you love to provide for people that you love, and including yourself, and give yourself a feeling of fulfillment that can never be given to you by anybody on the outside. And you'll be able to say to yourself that you're proud of yourself. So, thank you for hearing me out. I'm proud of you.